Welcome back, guys. Amazon UK has done it again. Somehow they actually got their hands on another pre-release hero pack, Quicksilver this time. And we know this was a problem before with Wasp, but they did it again. So they got their hands on this pack. They released it to retail. Of course, someone bought it right away. And of course, the person who bought it scanned all the cards and released them to the whole world via the internet. So we now have a full look at Quicksilver, and I am so excited for this hero. I haven't been more stoked for any hero since, I don't know, since the core set. I love the way he looked from the announcement releases, so I'm super excited for this pack. Let's get into it. So Quicksilver's alter ego is of course Pietro Maximoff. 3 recovery, which is average. He has hand size of 6, which is great. Hit points 9, which is definitely squishy, but it's expected. Superpowered siblings. Action, discard 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 cards, draw 3 cards instead if Wanda Maximoff is in play. Limit once per round. So of course this is even better if you have Scarlet Witch, and this can, I believe, refer to the ally Wanda Maximoff as well. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check that. But it could be a team-up limited ability, so maybe not. Drawing cards is the best, but cycling cards, I would say, is almost as good. In this game, it's especially fine to discard cards because we can reset our deck, so it's no big deal. I'm not scared to do that at all. So if I can get rid of 2 cards that are just junk in my hand and get something better, I'm happy to do that. Even better if someone I'm playing with is Scarlet Witch. So great, no problem. Let's look at the hero mode. We have a stat line of 1, 1, and 1. That doesn't scare me because I've seen Spider-Woman and what she can do. Super speed, response, after you use one of Quicksilver's basic powers, thwart, attack, or defense, ready him, limit once per phase. Wow. Okay, so hand size of 5, that's good. Wow, okay, so this is really great because we can basically consider his stat line to be 2, because he can use one and ready, use it again. So effectively he's 2, but look at this, once per phase. That is very cool. So we can do that, basically we can do that twice on the villain phase, twice on the player phase. That's incredible. That's amazing. Alright, here we go. Yes, okay, so she does say Wanda Maximoff. That's what I wasn't sure about. This is the signature ally, of course, is Scarlet Witch, his sister. She does say Wanda Maximoff, so we can trigger his advanced ability of the 3 cards instead of the 2 cards. So you don't have to have a human player playing Scarlet Witch. You can do it with the ally. Alright, so she's got 3 costs, 3 hit points, 1 thwart, 1 attack. It's a bit low, but let's see what she does. Interrupt. When you use one of Scarlet Witch's basic powers, which is thwart or attack, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, Scarlet Witch gets +1 to that power for this use. Yeah, this is very typical of chaos magic right here. So you're gonna have a big swing. You don't know what it's gonna be typically. You're gonna accelerate the encounter deck, but it's only by 1 card, so I think that's not a big deal. And you could have a potential swing of 1 + 3 to either thwart or attack. So you could have thwart for 4, attack for 4, or it might whiff, of course, and she might just still go with thwart 1 and attack 1. You're bound to get at least, I would say, 1 or 2 on average. So basically she's going to have 2 or 3 to these stats, which is good. So this is not a problem at all. I like this. I like this a lot. Now, if you can control the encounter deck, say, with Falcon, or I think, doesn't Doctor Strange have a card where he can look at the encounter deck? So if there's any kind of card or ability that lets you reveal or look at the encounter deck, that's perfect for her. Always be running. 1 cost event. Now there are 4 of these in this deck. We've never seen a hero card that has 4 except for something like Wakanda Forever, right? So this is pretty rare, so it must be good. 1 cost event, superpower, hero action, ready Quicksilver. Yes, sir, indeed. So this is getting bonkers now. So think about this. He can do this naturally twice. Like, he can ready one time on his own. He's got 4 of these cards. You could, in a blue sky world, have 4 of these in your hand. You could just save them up and get ready for a big, huge turn. So, he's going to have 1, plus he readies another 1, then he readies 4 more times. So we're talking like 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. So his stat line could be 6 in a given turn when you can make this magic happen. So this is bonkers. This is awesome. And anyway, as we know, readying a hero is fantastic because there could be all kinds of other buffs that you put on him. So, if he's in aggression, he can get attack bonuses. If he's in leadership, he'll get other stat bonuses. So he's just going to be insane as a hero. I'm so excited for this guy. Alright, double time. We have 2 of these. 2 cost event, superpower, hero action. Choose 2 of the following. You may choose the same option twice. Okay, I like that. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Ooh, yes. I love to have tactical options. I'm a big fan of that. So I'm looking right here. We can see 2 cost. We can do 4 damage, 4 threat, or 2 and 2. So let's break this down. 2 cost for 4 threat is reasonable. That's on par with, a 4 justice. So that's good. No problems there. 2 for 4 damage is good. So that's better than a haymaker. It's not as superpowered as some of the other attack cards we've seen. Like it's not a swing web kick, for example, but also it costs less than that. I would say this is on par with big hands, right? I think Ms. Marvel has 2 for 4 damage with her big hands. So this is pretty on par with that. But I like the option of doing 2 and 2 as well, because maybe you don't want to do 4 damage to a guy that has 2 health left, or you don't want to do 4 threat to a scheme that only has 2 left. So very cool. I'd love to have that kind of option. So 2 of those. 2 of these, maximum velocity, 2 cost event, superpower, max 1 per phase, okay. Hero action, you get plus 2 thwart, plus 2 attack, plus 2 defense until the end of the round. Are you kidding me? Until the end of the round. Wow, that's cool. So it's 1 per phase to cast it or to play it, but it lasts until the end of the round. So you could play 1 per phase and have, so let's say for example you're thinking about defense. You could play 1 on the hero phase, which of course gets you your plus 2 thwart, plus 2 attack, plus 2 defense. Maybe you're just using it to attack on the hero phase, or you're using it to thwart. But then it rolls into the villain phase. Maybe there's some way you can cheat an event during the villain phase, who knows? And then that could get you another 2 defense. You could have a 4 defense with his basic 1 would be 5, so that's crazy. But let's think about what we were doing before. So we've got those 4 always be running cards. He readies twice. We give him plus 2 attack for every single swing. So he's going to have a stat line of basic 3. He'll ready 6. He can do that 4 more times. That's just insanity. He can just take out a villain by himself. So again, this is where you're going to want to have 1 of these in your hand, 4 of the always be runnings, and then you want a bit of ramp on your board, like Helicarrier, Quinn Carrier, something like that. So you can just make sure that you can just have this insane turn. Love it. I love this here already. Okay, Speed Cyclone. We have 1 of these. X, we've never seen X before in a cost. This is cool. Hero action, stun X enemies. Alright, here we go. This is like straight out of Magic the Gathering here. So just play it for X and you get X value. I love it. So you can just pay exactly what you need. I love this kind of tactical flexibility. This is exactly what I want to see more of in the game. So, I mean, this is insane because it's not even enemies that are engaged with you. It's just enemies. So you could, if you're playing multiplayer, you could do the whole board. You could literally stun the entire board as long as you can pay for it. That's crazy. So maybe there's, of course you're going to do the villain, but maybe there's some Nemesis minions out on another player's board that you want to take care of. Great. Love it. So 1 copy of that. 1 copy of this support. Serval Industries. So location, X Factor. I love to see X anything in this game. Please, yes. Bring more. 1 cost support. Alter Ego action. Exhaust several industries. Shuffle 2 Quicksilver cards from your discard pile into your deck. Holy moly. So, you know, that maximum velocity card, let's just go get that back again. You know what, why don't we get both of them back again? Hey, we got a couple always be runnings in our discard pile. Let's get those back again too. Wow, this is bonkers. This guy's insane. All right, accelerated reflex. I think we have one of these as well. It's an upgrade, 2-cost upgrade. Condition, superpower. Quicksilver gets +1 defense. Okay, sure, why not? Let's just keep like giving out stat bonuses like candy here. So he's gonna have a 1/1/2. He can have maximum velocity. He's got 4, and he can ready and block multiple guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. One of these 3-cost upgrades, a little pricey. Friction resistance. Hero response. After you ready Quicksilver, ready this card. Okay, that's interesting. Resource. Exhaust friction resistance. Generate a punch resource. Here we go. This is what I was just talking about. When you want to have that big super turn, this is what you need. You need these kind of ramp cards on the board so you can make sure you've got 1 maximum velocity in your hand and 4 always be runnings. That's your perfect hand for him to just annihilate a villain all by himself. You got this. It's going to pay for some of that. You get a helicarrier out. It's going to pay for some of that. There's lots of other cards that'll pay for things too. So this is awesome. And I'm a big fan of unlimited ramp. It's fine to have something like pin particles or, you know, even like web shooters is fine because you get 3 uses out of it. But this is what I really want to see. I love like Super Soldier Serum. I think God of Thunder does this too. I love this kind of thing where you just put it on the table and every turn you're getting this value. And look at this. After you ready Quicksilver, ready this card. That's crazy. So you can just play those always be runnings in sequence, and every time you use one of them, you pay for it with this one. He used the always be running, readies this card, it pays for the next always be running, readies this card, pays for the next always be running. This is crazy. It's so thematic too of speed. Speed, speed, speed. That's definitely what we're seeing here. This is awesome. Okay, another 2-cost upgrade. Hyper perception. I can see where this is going. Condition superpower. Quicksilver gets +1 thwart. Sure, let's do it. Why not? So he's got 2. Readies twice. Readies 4 times. Get a maximum velocity. He's got 4 thwart. Readies twice. Why not? Let's do 8 off the anything main scheme. Sure. Let's take out some side schemes all by ourselves. Awesome. This guy's powerhouse. Okay, sure. 2-cost upgrade. Reinforced sinew. Condition superpower. Quicksilver gets +1 attack. This is crazy. I feel like I don't know what these guys were thinking when they made this card. They're just like, this is like fan service here. You know, this is unbelievable. So if we break all these things down, his stat line is going to be 2. He's going to ready and do anything he wants again for another 2. So he can thwart for 4, attack for 4, defend for 4, maximum velocity. Let's bump that up to, you know, 2 and 4, and so that'll be 8, 8, 8. This is crazy. And then he's going to ready a bunch of times and do it all again. This is bonkers. This is just crazy town. All right, so I believe those were all 1 costs. Let's go to his obligation now, his bad stuff. Need for speed, nice little game reference there. Obligation, give to Pietro. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose exhaust Pietro. Remove need for speed from the game. That's pretty normal. And exhausting is not a problem with Quicksilver. We don't even care. Anytime the game says exhaust them, whatever, doesn't matter. So this is pretty soft obligation here. This is like not even a speed bump for him. And then the other one is exhaust your identity. You cannot ready your identity until your next turn ends. No way, we're not going to do that. 2 turns of being tapped out? Nope. So anyway, we'd never do that. We would just exhaust him and then take him out of the game. Flip back, ready up, keep going. Alright, here's the Nemesis scheme. Extortion of seismic proportion, okay. Side scheme, insight 1. That's it? That's it? Just insight 1? Okay, alright. So we just put 1 thread on the main scheme. It's a crisis, but it comes in 2 per player. Wow, this is nothing. This is nothing. Craziness. This is like almost not even worth worrying about here. Okay, that is super easy to deal with. That is almost shocking. Okay, let's look at the Nemesis, see what he's going to do. We have Avalanche. Minion, of course, 1 scheme, 2 attack, that's fine. 4 health, that's pretty average for a Nemesis minion. Brotherhood of Mutants, yep. Insight 2, okay, so here's his insight theme. So it looks like his purpose is to draw Quicksilver away from attacking and make him waste time doing threat removal. That's what I'm feeling here was the intention. So he's got Insight 2, he's going to add 2 threat to the main scheme, plus his scheme will add another threat. So I guess the idea here is he's just going to bomb the main scheme for 3 threat as soon as he comes out. So, you know, that's fine. You can put a counterintelligence in play and not have to worry about that. When revealed, each player must choose either take 2 indirect damage or exhaust their identity. Okay. So I guess his concept of speed is just, there's going to be like, just burst. He's going to do burst threat and burst damage as soon as he comes out and try to ambush. So that's okay. It's not a big deal. 2 indirect damage. We can compensate for that. I don't think he's too hard to get rid of. I don't think he's too threatening either. Vibration resistance. We have 1 of these. Condition, attach to Avalanche if able. If you cannot attach to the villain, I love to see that. I don't like when the Nemesis stuff whiffs. I love it when it makes the villain worse. Reduce the damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. Haha. Haha. Okay. That's nice. So, you know, basically you have to have an enhanced Quicksilver to take this guy out if he has this on him. Because, as we know, his basic stats are 1. So it's not enough to just ready him and swing again. You have to boost his stats with maximum velocity or one of his other upgrade cards. Then you can take this guy out. So I like that. Now we're talking. Now he's actually threatening here. Hero action, exhaust your hero, discard this guy. Oh, sure. Okay. Never mind. That's not threatening at all. We'll get rid of that. No problem. We've got lots of readying cards. All right, Earthquake. We've got 2 of these. Insight 1, so there's that burst threat again. When revealed, discard 2 cards from your hand and exhaust your identity. So that's fine. I could see what they're thinking here because they know you're going to be saving up those always be running cards or maximum velocity cards, so they're trying to get that out of your hand. So that makes sense. What's his boost? Choose to either spend punch resources or exhaust your identity. Okay, some heroes won't care about that, but if you can't or you don't have them in your hand, exhausting your identity is going to be a big deal. So that's a bit more threatening. All right, let's look at some cards here. So we've got Multiple Man. This is protection. So it looks like Quicksilver is going to be a protection hero, which is interesting. That's not really where I would have thought to put him, but it's okay. We like it. So 4 cost, 2 health. Ouch, that's a little wild. 1 thwart, 1 attack. Okay. Response. I love to see the X factor again. Response. After Multiple Man enters play, search your deck and hand for a copy of Multiple Man, put it into play, shuffle your deck if it was searched this way. So there are 3 of these, which is very cool because we don't often see, you know, he's not unique, of course, because he has to have multiple copies of himself. So he's a non-unique ally card that has 3 copies, and they come out together. So after the first one comes out, you can get all the others out. Now the catch is it doesn't say discard pile. So it just says search your deck and hand. So that's not so good. I would have liked it better if he came from the discard pile too, but I guess that would be too OP. That would probably break the game, to be honest, if I think about it a bit more. So I think, yeah, they had to do that because, that's why, of course, he has only 2 health, because this can be obviously abused a lot, and people are definitely going to abuse this a lot. So yeah, I want to try this out. This is a very cool idea. So he's like 3 blockers. You pay 4. So it's not 4 for one version of him. It's basically 4 for 6 total health that can block 3 times. That's what we're looking at here. Basically is how it works. And that would be a thwart of 3 and an attack of 3 that you can use once and then block after that. So just think about it like that. It's still cool. I like it. And I love to see X anything in this game. Oh, here we go. Some more X Factor. This is old school. So 3 cost, 3 health Warlock. I remember him from the old X-Force or X Factor days and some old New Mutants days as well. So 1 thwart, 1 attack. Okay, that's pretty bit low there. What's he going to do though? Spend a mental resource, heal up to 2 damage from Warlock. Well now, okay. So this is very, very interesting. First thing I'm thinking of is this guy should be a Voltron. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he needs upgrades. He needs, if you got a buddy who's playing leadership and he's got some extra upgrades hanging around, like not even the power suit, but the power gloves, inspired, throw that on Warlock and he can just go forever. He spend mental resource, heal up 2 damage, 2 more activations, do another X amount of damage or thwarting. So yeah, you want to get this guy, kitted up, statted up. But as he is by himself, it's fine, I guess, sure. So he can do 2 attack or 2 thwart. Then you got to dump a mental resource. But the good thing is it doesn't say card. This is the key thing. A lot of these cards, they sometimes say spend a mental resource card from your hand versus spend a mental resource. So I very much like to see it when it says spend a mental resource, because we can use like Queen Carrier for that or something else. So very good. I like it. I like this potential here. I'm definitely going to play with this. All right, Never Back Down. We have 3 of these. 1 cost event, defense, hero interrupt. When you defend against an attack, you get +2 defense for this attack. If you take no damage from this attack, stun the attacking enemy. Okay, that's good. So I like it a little bit better when you defend and stand up. But this is cheap. It's a 1 cost event. So it is good that you get +2 defense. This is the kind of card you want to play on someone like Quicksilver, Ant-Man, Captain America, someone who can stand up again. You don't really want to play this on someone who's just going to defend and that's it. So this is ideal for that kind of hero who can defend, have a nice big soak of the damage, and then ready on their own and do some more stuff on the hero turn. So that's fine. Stunning is great. +2 defense is great. So as long as you can stand back up again, I think this is good. Sidestep, 3 of these. 1 cost event. These are all protection cards. Defense, hero interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage. If you paid for this card using a energy resource, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Okay. So this is interesting. I'm not so much a big fan of spending cards on the villain phase, because that limits your options in the hero phase. Those are cards you're not going to have in your hand when it's your turn again. So in this case, if I'm going to prevent 3 damage, I would have preferred the upgrade. I think it's like defensive stance, where you just put it on the table, forget about it, and if there's 3 damage that's going to kill you, then you just pop it then. This is kind of thing like a little bit situational. You got to have it in your hand. You got to have the resource to pay for it. You got to think that you're going to take 3 damage. But again, it might stop you from defending. So if it's the difference between having to tap out to defend and not, then I think it's good for that case. And doing 1 damage to an enemy, I think that's useful because we can get rid of tough status, of course. So it can have some added benefit there. So it's not bad. Again, it's kind of situational. You'd have to be thinking this is what you want to do, for sure. And the main value for me is not having to tap out to avoid damage. So that's what I look at this as. Alright, Armored Vest, we get 2 of these. We've seen this before, +1 defense. Nerves of Steel, we have 3 of these. It's a skill, 2 cost upgrade. I like upgrades. Play under any player's control. I like that too. Max 1 per player. Resource, exhaust Nerves of Steel. Generate a bolt resource for a defense. Hey, there we go. There we go. So these guys work together right here. So this is obviously meant to pair up. So pay using a bolt resource, deal 1 damage, and exhaust to generate a bolt resource for a defense event. Again, I like any kind of ramp that just sits on the board and does it for me every turn. I love that kind of ramp. I like that much better than like a card that's just resources that I discard once and it's gone. I'd much rather have something like this. And I think it's fine for them to limit it to a defense event. This is basically martial prowess for protection. And that was fine. That worked great in aggression. I built some decks where I got a lot of value out of martial prowess. It's not for every deck, but when it works, it works. And I think this will be the same. there'll be a lot of cases where this is a great card to play in a protection deck. I think it's pretty much an auto-include, to be honest. All right, Order and Chaos. This is the team-up card. So we saw the first team-up cards in Ant-Man and Wasp. So now we're seeing the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch team-up card. So there's one of these only, and there'll be the same card in Scarlet Witch's deck too. So it's one cost event, Order and Chaos. I love that. Another Netrunner reference. We'll always be running and Order and Chaos. I can tell who was the lead designer on this pack. So we have Team Up Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, max 1 per deck. Yep. Hero Interrupt. When a Treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel it when revealed. Yes. Then deal 2 damage to the villain. Beautiful. I love it. Anything that cancels encounter deck cards, is awesome. Of course, we know we have Get Behind Me. We have Enhanced Spider Sense. I think there's Doctor Strange has one too, right? Something Ward, Protective Ward. So this is another one that we get. I love it. These are so valuable, these cards. So deal 2. That's just the cherry on top, is dealing 2 damage to the villain. What you really want is just canceling counter cards. So again, it's a little bit situational because you got to have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch both on the board, which includes allies. So that's not a big deal. You want to just keep your Scarlet Witch on the board because you get the value out of his main ability too of drawing cards. So you never want to just block or suicide with Scarlet Witch, the ally. You want to always just keep her on the board, whatever it takes. And you know, you can use this card too, so why not? All right, we have 3 of these. Adrenaline Rush, that's pretty funny art. Rocket's not looking too happy about that. Hero Action, 1 cost upgrade. Discard Adrenaline Rush. Your hero gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. Okay, I like that this is an upgrade more than an event. That makes me happier actually, because I can just put this on the table for 1 cost. This is really great for heroes with low hand sizes like Thor or Hulk, who, you know, they're gonna have to get rid of their hand anyway, or they might not have enough cards to play something bigger. So I like that this is something they can just put on the board. You can just leave it until you're ready to do that kind of big swing. And of course this works great with Quicksilver, right? You just put this on the board, you wait till you got all those always be runnings or maximum velocity ready to fire off, and then you pop this at the same time. Your hero gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. Your base attack is 3 or whatever. We know like it can just be ridiculously high with Quicksilver. Like now we're looking at like 7. This is crazy. So awesome. I like it. Civic Duty, 1 cost upgrade. Tactic, Hero Action, discard Civic Duty. Your hero gets +1 thwart. Sure, why not? So 3 of these, same thing. Just put it on the table and wait till you're ready to use it. These cards are great for, as I said, heroes that get double activations. So Captain America is going to love these cards, and Ant-Man, he also has some readying. He's going to love these cards. Probably Wasp is also going to love these cards. So anybody who can ready again is going to love this kind of thing. And Quicksilver, of course, he's just going to abuse this like crazy. Beat 'em up. 2 cost event, 3 of these. Hero Action, deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with you. Okay. 1 damage to the villain and each minion. This is basically AoE, but I'm not sure it's worth 2 cost, to be honest. Just 1 damage. You're basically just clearing tough status with this. And you know, you can soften up guys. Of course, there might be some lingering minions that have 1 hit point left, or you need to even out some minions. So, you know, you're playing Claw and the Armored Guard comes out. You can pop off his tough, or, you know, maybe you're playing Spider-Man against Claw and he's got 3, the minion's got 3 hit points. You do this, he's down to 2. Spider-Man does an attack of 2. He can punch out the minion after that. So it has that kind of advantage, but you know, in a lot of cases, how many minions are going to be on the board? I would prefer this if it was just each minion. If they didn't say engage with you. To me, that's the problem here, is it says engage with you. If it was like a total board, like a Squirrel Girl kind of thing, I don't know, actually, does Squirrel Girl say engage with you or just everybody? So I would have preferred that kind of effect, more like a Squirrel Girl whole board AoE. That I think would definitely be worth 2 cost, and then people would play this all the time. This one I think is kind of, I'm gonna have to try it out and see how it goes, see how useful it actually is. Brute Force. All right, we're into the aggression cards now. So we have 3 of these. Brute Force, 1 cost upgrade. Skill, your hero gets +1 attack. Yes, sir. Your basic attack gains piercing. Sure, why not? So that means it just removes the tough status before it deals its damage, which is definitely good. Forced response. After you make a basic attack, discard Brute Force. Okay, that's fine. So this is basically like the other card. Didn't we just see this? Right here. So Adrenaline Rush, this is the exact same thing. But you get a once, yeah, you can use it once. That's the difference here. So that one you can use for the whole phase. This one you can use as a one-shot. So that's not as good, because you're just getting +1 attack for 1 swing. Again, I would have liked it if it was for the phase, just like the other card, but I guess they had to make it different. So that's what they were thinking here. But that's fine. So I guess that's why they added piercing, just like because they know people are going to be like, I don't know, guys. So yeah, that's fine, I guess. You're paying 1 cost for 1 attack. So it's basically like pay 1 to do 1 damage. Yeah. With piercing, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to think about that a bit more. I'm not super excited about that card. Sense of Justice, 2 cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Resource, exhaust Sense of Justice. Generate a mental resource for a thwart event. Perfect. Beautiful. This is just like we talked about with the protection card. This is like martial prowess again. This is what we want to have. I will definitely put this in my Justice deck because, for one thing, this guarantees you your kicker on Lay Down the Law and for Justice, because those cards say if you spend a mental resource. So you're just guaranteed right now to have that kicker every time. So fantastic. This is really great. I love it. Love to see these cards. So 3 of those. 3 of the... Oh, look at that art, guys. Look at that art. That is amazing. All right. 0 cost event. My favorite cost. United We Stand. Cool. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. No problem. Almost all of them do now. Hero action. Heal 1 damage from up to X friendly characters to a maximum of 3 characters, where X is equal to the villain's stage number. Hey, okay. So I'm a big fan of healing because if you've watched my channel, you know that I built 2 double ally Voltron decks that have a heavy emphasis on healing because that means extra activations for those allies. So I'm very interested in this card right away. So heal 1 damage up to basically 2 or 3 characters. So I play on expert mode. So for me, this is going to definitely be a minimum of 2 up to 3. Perfect. Great. Sure. I mean, if it was 1 for 1, that would suck. But 0 for 1 on both my allies and myself if I'm in stage 3 of the villain, that's fine. Sure, why not? It's 1 extra activation on 2 allies. I think that's the real value. I think healing 1 damage from myself, the hero, is kind of meh. I'm not interested in that. But where I see this is definitely the allies. So this is great. Yeah, very good. I like it. I like this card, and I'm definitely going to play around with this in the double ally Voltron builds. It's probably going to replace Ready for Action for me. Alright, so that is it. We got through everything. So that is an amazing pack. Quicksilver is an incredible hero. He definitely lives up to the hype. I'm even more excited to get my hands on him. I've already got him pre-ordered, so no worries there. Just, man, even the extra cards we get in the pack are awesome. This is definitely an essential pack. I think everybody's going to have to get. There's just so many important, great cards in this pack, and the hero is going to be insanity. You watch. When I get my hands on this hero and other people do, you're going to see crazy, crazy gameplay and crazy deck builds that just abuse his stats and his readying. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to play this hero and to deck build with him. So yeah, so again, just a reminder, even though this is a leaked hero pack, it shouldn't change anything for you. This is a great pack. Go and pre-order it if you haven't already, like I have, and just buy it, get it. It's going to be amazing. So Amazon UK, thanks for spoiling the pack for us, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you.